Hi, this is Dr. Doug. I'm a wellness coach, fitness trainer, and a former acupuncturist. I'd like to talk today about one of my all-time favorite subjects, maybe the favorite subject of mine, and that is unlimited life extension. If anybody here wants to be forced to die against their will, raise your hand. Not me. Nobody does. Nobody wants to be forced to die. Well, that's all we're seeking. We're not after immortality. Okay, I want to make that clear. That's not what this is about. I don't know what immortality means. I don't know what forever means. The concept of immortality is just as frightening to me as death. No, I just want death to become optional rather than mandatory. And I think that's where we're going. I think that's where humanity is headed if we don't blow ourselves up in a nuclear holocaust first. So, at some point, disease and injury is going to become a thing of the past. It'll be in the history books. Now, if you say, well, that's crazy, that won't happen in my lifetime. Future generations, maybe in 100 years. Okay, this is all what I call linear thinking. Let me explain something really important to you, to all of us. It may be the most important fact in our lives. I read a book a long time ago called Future Shock by Alvin Toffler. In it, he proposed, or he explained, that the future unfolds at an exponential rate, not a linear rate. And this is true since the Big Bang, 14 billion years ago, that technology and knowledge have been expanding exponentially, not linearly. So linear is like 2 plus 2 equals 4, plus 2 equals 6, plus 2 equals 8, plus 2 equals 10. That's linear. Exponential is 2 times 2 equals 4, times 2 equals 8, times 2 equals 16, times 2 equals 32, times 2 equals 64. Arr! If you look around, you notice that changes are getting bigger. It's all getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When you compare the progress, technological progress of the 20th century, when in 1900 they were riding horses, and at the end of the century, people had been on the moon for half a century. Everyone had a car, and we're flying drones everywhere. I mean, wow, that's a huge change, isn't it? Those changes are huge. And when you compare 1800 to 1900, you see that those changes in the 19th century were huge compared to the century that came before. It just gets bigger and bigger. And now people are just thrown off kilter because their changes are so big. These changes are coming fast and furious at us, and people are lost and don't know what to do. It can be very, very disorienting. So that's linear thinking, is, oh no, this will never happen. Don't discount the future. Don't discount the quickening of change, because it's coming quicker than people can figure out. There's another interesting book. I recommend that book, by the way, Future Shock. There's another interesting book called Singularity is Near by Ray Kurzweil. He's got it all laid out about genetic engineering and molecular engineering. Genetic engineering will flourish in about 10 years, about 8 years. It's going to be big. It's going to save our lives, as a matter of fact. Genetic engineering, stem cell technology. And then in the 30s, molecular engineering will flourish. And in the 40s, robotic engineering with strong artificial intelligence will flourish. It's got that all laid out. Well, it's kind of a thick book. It's a heavy book, and he has no concept of how to get healthy. Oddly enough, he's a computer scientist, right? And no concept, no idea about politics or economics or what, no idea. But he sure laid it out. Now you go to my website. I'll post a link below on my longevity page. I've got that all simplified for you. You can take a look at that, as well as 7 longevity habits. I'll make a future video on that someday. They're in there too. A lot of information there. I'll post that link in the description below. There's a study that came out recently, and this is just one of 1,000 that I see all the time. They said that new teeth will be grown in 6 years. In 6 years, they'll be able to grow new teeth. There's a study. I'll post this link below. You can look at it. This is just one of many, many, many studies and accomplishments where they're growing new tissues all the time from stem cells. See, every cell has a blueprint for your entire body at the age of 25. If you want to look better, we're going to grow new skin. Everybody's going to look like they're 25 again if they want to. So, by the way, molecular engineering is really interesting because we'll have molecular desktop assemblers in the 30s, and we're in the mid to late 30s. This is where you'll ask for red shirt number 3, and you'll have a little machine on your desk, and it'll reach into a bag of elements, and it will reassemble protons, neutrons, and electrons to form a red shirt number 3 that you already programmed, just like on Star Trek, the replicator, just like that. And you wear that red shirt, and then you take it off at the end of the day and throw it back in the hamper, and it will break it back down into its atomic parts, ready for the next request. We'll have. So that means there's no money. That means that material objects are valueless. They have no more value. Owning stuff counts for nothing. Instead, it's about personal development, and community development. We will be communityists once again, like we were in the Paleolithic era. We will also have artificial intelligence brain implants because we'll be 1,000,000 times smarter than we are now. I mean, that says, woo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Someday we may be traveling through other dimensions. Who knows? We'll also probably want to replace biology with robotics because artificial, synthetic is much more durable than wimpy biology. So now the problem here, of course, is that organs, even new organs, like if you have a diseased liver, they'll grow a new one in situ. You won't have to an operation or anything like that. You'll drink your orange juice with this thing in it. You'll probably be programming it yourself on the internet. There'll be a little camera in there, whatever, to regrow a diseased or damaged liver. However, unless the problems are corrected, why is that liver damaged in the first place? It's going to happen again. So we still need wellness coaching, which is what I do. We still need to change those basic causes of disease. Yeah, we can eliminate disease, but not really because it's going to come back, you know what I mean? If we don't grow up. We have to grow up and stop these unhealthy habits that make us sick. So that's all about educating ourselves as well to live more healthy lives. And what about the world today? Well, it's all dark and gloomy, isn't it? No, it's not dark and gloomy. This is a change. This is a period of extreme transition. Warning, politics, 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 politics. Okay, 10,000 years ago, class society was invented in order to get us out of the stultifying, stagnating Paleolithic era into an era of production where wealth is created. In order to create wealth, you need class society. You need a few people at the top owning the wealth and creating culture and technology while the rest of us work to produce that wealth. In order to do that, everybody has to be divided. We have to be divided against ourselves because Paleolithic foragers and hunters really did not want to work in a field all day. They had much easier lives than that. So labor had to be regimented. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, in order for this to happen. Well, we're at the point now where all the scarcities in the world add up to one big lie. There's so much wealth in the world that Oxfam, an aid agency based in London, estimated a couple of years ago that there's 10 times the amount of wealth in the world needed to eliminate poverty worldwide. But of course, it's held in a few hands. So we're going to need a revolution. This will be the final, ultimate revolution, because we're going to we have to move from class society to an egalitarian society where greed, war, nation states, all this stuff, gone. We'll move out of these cities into high-tech villages and develop ourselves and our species. We have to change, and we're going to change. Yeah, so I don't even know. Someone said, well, maybe this is all part of God's plan. I don't know. I don't know about things like that, but it does seem like it's just all falling into place. Now, if you really want to survive into the age of unlimited life extension, you need a positive future. You can't be dwelling in dystopias and woe is me and it's all hopeless and all these problems that we have now, all the global warming and the greed and the wars and all this stuff, it's all going to be solved because we're progressing exponentially. You see? Don't discount anything. In the words of the great baseball sage Yogi Berra, the future ain't what it used to be. So, I hope this gives you a little bit of hope about our future. Go to my webpage, the longevity page, and connect with me. We'll talk about it. This is Dr. Doug. Have a great day, and I'll see you later.